Nowhere Video Network.
Pizza guy.
You're not pizza. Who are you guys?
Road trips. And hello everyone, welcome to this special edition of Nowhere Video's Road Trips. I'm Todd Hilton.
I'm Mark Johnson.
And I'm Chris DeBois.
And what you're going to be seeing is the Road Trips Season 3 finale. Now this is actually going to be our biggest finale ever as far as Road Trips goes. We've got a lot of great footage for you, some stuff that was cut out for various reasons. And you'll see why when we get to that later in the show. Something a little bit different we're doing for our season finale for Season 3 is we're actually shooting this outdoors for a couple of reasons. One, because it's kind of cool to do that when usually our season finale is done inside a studio. Thought it'd be nice to do one outdoors. And secondly, we don't have a place to do it indoors.
Right.
So we got to use what we can.
That's right.
So. Behind us are several of the vehicles used in Season 3 road trips, some of them even beyond that.
And some of them which still run.
Yes, some of them actually still run.
One.
Well, we're working on that. So we got a lot of great footage to show you folks. This season has been very long in the making. This is the longest season in production. I believe, I think pushing 6 years, believe it or not.
Wow.
Which is just a little ridiculous.
That's a long season.
That's a long season. But very productive. For as long as it took, we put out some very, very good episodes this season, I think. And I think we covered, mileage-wise, I think we covered more ground than probably the first 2 seasons put together. There's a lot of mileage in there. We're shown over what, about 3 states worth, I think: Oregon, Washington, and Nevada.
Yeah. I think we got banned from all 3 of them too, didn't we?
We are currently banned in every state that we've been to now. In tonight, we have collections of clips we're going to share with you. We're going to show you some of the very best of Season 3. We're also going to show you some of the worst clips from Season 3.
The least worst.
the least worst, the best worst, the somewhat good of the worst, and liver worst.
Yeah, you can't forget the liver worst.
What?
And thanks for pudding.
And thanks for it sounded good. Anyway, so with that being said, first thing we're going to do is we'll take a look back at where we went this season, the episodes, the states, and the different destinations that we visited, and we'll be right back.
Season 3 premiere, Episode 030, Point Defiance Zoo and Aquarium. Episode 31, the historic town of Aurora, Oregon. Episode 32, the state capital of Oregon, Salem. Episode 33, the ghost town of Berlin, Nevada. Episode 34, the Oregon Vortex and the House of Mystery. Episode 35, the shipyard town of Bremerton, Washington. Episode 36, the historic town of Shaniko, Oregon. Episode 37, the Castle Rock Exhibit Hall at Castle Rock, Washington. Episode 38, the eastern Oregon town of John Day. Episode 39, we go off-road in an exploration edition. Episode 40, the coastal town of Seaside, Oregon. Episode 41, the Evergreen Aviation Museum and the Spruce Goose. Episode 42, the historic town of Jacksonville, Oregon. Episode 43, the Dalles, Oregon. Episode 44, the Johnston Ridge Observatory at Mount St. Helens. Episode 45, the town of Klamath Falls, Oregon. Episode 46, the historic town of Sumter, Oregon. Episode 47, the coastal town of Ilwaco, Washington. Episode 48, Crater Lake National Park. And finally, episode 49, we return where it all began, to Camp Emerald Forest.
Okay, that was the breakdown of Season 3, places we went, not necessarily the people we saw.
And the breakdown of Todd's car.
Yes.
Anyway.
Actually, that that is yet to be seen.
Oh,
actually, you know, funny you should mention that. Let's see, that actually happened in one episode. Of course, that was cut out for various reasons. The Spruce Goose episode.
Oh yeah,
was,
yeah.
where we took
So
my Buick Regal T-Type behind us here.
You didn't actually get to see what kind of a piece of crap it was.
Yeah, Mark, you were there. Not a very proud moment for me, but you know, it was cut out of the show. It was very frustrating, and actually, I think that's the only time that's ever happened.
Yeah. This never happened to me
Yeah, this
before.
never happened before. Actually, at least I knew how to fix it to get us to our destination.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, it was a little embarrassing. So I ended up cutting that out of the show, but we got there and in one piece. And we enjoyed the Spruce Goose. I think that was shortly after the museum opened, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so. Yeah.
So that's the main attraction there. It is the Evergreen Aviation Museum there in McMinnville, Oregon.
McMinnville.
Not to be confused with McMinimans,
which is a pub.
which is
Where's this came from?
yeah.
Which is always a favorite of all of us on the way back home.
That's the trip home, which we usually don't tape. So.
McMinnville to McMinnville.
Woohoo! Yeah, we're hitting all the M's today.
To the Batmobile.
Let's go. So, with that, moving on to our next set of clips. One thing mentioned earlier is Season 3 has been filled with not only farther destinations, but a lot of interviews. We've actually had more interviews in Season 3 than probably the first two put together. I would probably say at least half of Season 3 we had some sort of interview in. And there's one thing I learned in Season 3 and why we have some of these fantastic interviews. I called ahead.
Yes.
Prime example, our season premiere.
Point Defiance.
Point Defiance, yes.
Oh, man.
That is one, I highly recommend. That's, bring the family, grab the kids, check it out. Very cool place.
Beat the dog.
Meet the dog.
No, beat the dog.
Beat
the dog.
Let's play Beat the dog. Yeah, kick the dog.
Kick the baby.
Yeah.
All of which has nothing to do
Has nothing to do. Took that trip with Mr. Jason Click, one of his first outings with us, and yeah, that one was fun. We had the red carpet treatment.
Oh man!
By the public relations lady, Carolyn. She,
I think we had the Princess.
Went all out
we had
for
the
us.
Princess Diana treatment. I think.
Oh yeah, we met some interesting critters there. A couple of noteworthy
critters.
Critters. Let's see. There was E.T. as a big walrus they had.
Yeah.
And he kind of looked like one too.
Was he a walrus or a beluga whale?
He was a walrus.
Walrus. Okay, that's right.
Yeah, because he was the one and only. Because he was kind of swimming around and he kind of got halfway up on a rock and started chewing on himself. So I guess if I weighed 600 pounds and I had nothing else to do but swim and
chew on my nails.
Chew on my nails. I'd probably do the same thing.
Yeah, okay.
And then there was the anteater.
The anteater.
What was his name? Hoover. Yes. Okay.
But I never guessed it.
I never guessed it. Hoover was very interesting. I guess.
Sucked. I get it. Hoover sucked.
Yeah, that's great. Okay. I think the actual name for his species, the way it is, was a tamandua. It's
A tomato?
arboreal anteater.
Yeah.
'Cause I guess he was kind of on the small size for as far as anteaters go.
Oh yeah.
Now the three of us have actually taken a couple of trips together. One I believe is actually a record-breaking temperature day for road trips. Mark, I think you know. I know you the one. I know you know the one I'm talking about, and I just talked to Chris about that one. It was never this hot in an episode. It was 102. We were sweating like pigs.
Okay.
At the end of the show, I think we looked like some. This is a pop quiz.
The pop quiz.
Yes.
I'm trying to think which ones the three of us went on. I know Crater Lake. We went on.
I think there was only two that the three of us actually did together.
Where the heck did we go? Who are you?
And you are.
And you are.
This is pertaining
Actually-
to the Dowels.
Oh yes.
The bowels. Yes.
Actually, it's hard to remember that it was called the Dowels because the places that we went were kind of on the border of Washington. We took the Washington side down the Columbia Gorge, and then
The long way.
yeah, we went the long way. Let me tell you something here, folks. If you're gonna go to the Dowels and you live in Columbia County, Oregon, or Cowlitz County, Washington, for God's sake, don't take the Washington side if you're in a hurry. Because you're going, yeah.
Amen, brother.
Yeah, if you're in a hurry, go the Oregon side, because then you got I-84.
Oh yeah. 84 is a breeze.
We decided to which is all fine and dandy. I mean, that's kind of the whole
Road trips
the whole thing
thing.
behind road trips. Go out and explore, but it took forever to get there. I think if we'd taken the Oregon side, we could have gotten there in probably, 2 hours, roughly,
Oh, if that.
give or take,
If
maybe an
that.
hour and a half.
Yeah.
It took us, 3 hours?
Yeah.
3.5 hours? I don't know, it was a long time, long trip, and again, it was a very hot day. And then the other place we visited, which we got a fantastic interview, it was kind of two places in one. It was like the Historical Museum and the Columbia Gorge Discovery Center, kind of all put together in one museum. Team Discovery Channel. Yeah. And we had an interview with one of the site directors there, and that was fantastic. And
They had that Lewis and Clark thing.
they had the
going
Lewis
on.
and Clark exhibit going there, and actually, at the time we taped that in 2004, they were just starting to bring those exhibits out, because we're still going through Lewis and Clark bicentennial celebration.
Yeah, it's bicentennial. 1804.
1804, 2004. Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah,
That's
whatever.
200 years to you and me. That's a long time. I don't know. And then, of course, I think there was only two trips that the three of us appeared in together. The other one was Crater Lake.
Right.
And that, I got to tell you, I think that was one of the most
man.
fun trips we've taken.
Oh man.
We did something in there that we've never done in an episode of Road Trips. We came close in one, believe it or not, and that was one I did with the co-creator, Mr. Dan Bradley. When we went to Astoria, we got on the lightship Columbia. But anyone who knows Astoria well knows that the lightship Columbia is a permanent exhibit there. It doesn't go anywhere. In Crater Lake, we actually got to go on a boat trip. So that was a fascinating experience. You get a whole different perspective when you're down there on the water, looking down from above. It's
One heck of a view.
it's a heck of a view.
man.
It's the water is a blue like you have never seen. It doesn't even look real. It looks like
Yeah.
a painting or something.
Yeah.
You're down there on the water, and it's a whole different perspective, and you get a better idea of how huge this lake is, and seeing some of the natural formations that are there around the lake.
Man. Incredible.
Definitely. It is a little spendy. I'm trying to think what it was. I think it was like I don't know, it was like $25, $27 per person to take the boat tour, and you know that's not too bad. It gets a little expensive when you start loading a bunch of adults.
Our little boat trip was funded by a donation, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Mr. Mike Gibson, one of our co-hosts
on Meat and Taters.
Meat and Taters, our other very popular series.
As I recall, it wasn't a full trip either. I didn't think we saw everything.
No, because we got
we were the last.
we were the last tour of the day.
Yeah, we didn't
and because of that.
Yeah, we didn't get to go up on Wizard Island and explore.
That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at that point, Chris had just had enough.
No. Well, it wasn't just me.
Yeah.
We were all excruciatingly long day.
Yeah.
Not to mention the walk down there and then back up.
Yes. Word of advice: if you're going to go on the boat trip, be prepared for a very strenuous walk. I believe it is about what?
They said
700
feet. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the way they set it up, it's a trail that basically zigzags down the side of the crater.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And,
it's longer than 700 feet.
Yeah.
So let me tell you, you better be in good shape. Bring drinking water.
Going down was easy.
Oh yeah, going down was easy.
Going down was easy. Now, I was definitely feeling the pull of gravity as you're going down because it is, even though it's a gradual slope zigzagging, it's still kind of steep going down. When you come back up, that's when you feel it. Yeah, and that walk about killed me. You know, I'm not in that good a shape, and hell, none of us are. What am I talking about?
Yeah, none of us are.
None of us really are. Chris is probably in the best shape of the three of us.
Yeah, I was still feeling it.
It was still, that was a long walk. And at that point...
if you hadn't been smoking a cigarette while you're walking up the hill, you probably would have been okay.
Yeah.
It helped me out.
Help clear Malone.
Yeah. Oh, he's fine.
Yeah.
Don't worry about him.
At that point, it's probably a good thing we were pretty much done shooting, because we were done shooting.
We were done. We were just done, man.
I believe those were the only two trips that the three of us appeared in, and the rest of the in the rest of the series, it was different combinations of the cast of road trips. Myself being in every one of them, and of course I'm basically the executive producer and editor, so
he has to go.
He kind of has to go. Yeah.
I just have to go. I'll just leave right now.
Gotta go. Gotta go.
Gotta go myself.
Gotta go. Yeah.
Where else have we been? We haven't been anywhere. Actually, one of the
I forgot all the destinations.
there's a lot of them.
I mean, there's
a lot of them.
Yeah.
6 years worth of destinations. One of the actually, the last episode that we shot prior to this was our return trip to Camp Emerald Forest, which was technically 9 years apart from the first one. This is actually the very first trip that we took for the series. Yeah, Mark wasn't there.
Now you know what I felt like.
Mark, Chris, he was there and you don't even remember.
During his period. Yeah.
That's probably not far from the truth. But Chris, myself, and Mr. Dan Bradley was actually has come full circle. He joined us for the very first trip. Actually, that was kind of his idea. He wanted to show us what that place was like, and we actually didn't see but the front door, for lack of a better term, of the camp. We thought, oh, that's it. Okay, let's go.
Wow,
so
this is great.
which is kind of woo, which kind of inspired the return trip, and actually it turned out pretty good. Hey,
cold and wet.
It was cold and wet.
And you didn't bring me a cinnamon roll, thanks a lot.
Yeah. Oh yes, you go there for the scenery, come back for cinnamon rolls.
Absolutely.
Because we got hot, fresh cinnamon rolls. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Rolls?
Rolls.
I say we go over there after we're done
hey,
here.
That's free
that's where
food.
we're headed right
we
now.
don't turn down free food.
Oh, heck no.
So, yeah, highly recommended. And basically, it's out in the middle of the woods. And our first couple of trips that we took were just driving through the woods, see where we'd end up.
All right, this is it, and that wasn't it.
And that wasn't it. So, Yeah, we explained it in the actual episode, in the return episode, but
as I recall, you got chewed for not showing the entire thing. That
right.
is not it.
And that's what prompted us to return there. Actually, I'm glad we did, because none of us had any idea what the place looked like. So, and of course, we ended up getting another interview out of that. So that was definitely a plus for us. And it actually took something like 3 years for us to get back there, from the time that we had decided we want to go back to actually make the connection with the owner to go back there. Timing was very critical, and so we finally ended up doing it. Luckily we got there. It was cold and wet, but we got there just in time to shoot some outdoor footage before it started raining again and getting dark, because it was October when we end of October when we shot that episode. So it turned out really good. So it was a good return trip. They have wood.
And lots of it.
Lots of it. So, say, where else have we been? Chris, we went to Seaside.
Yeah.
That was an interesting episode. That was one of those many when, you know, there's been several episodes throughout the series where we had to go back. Because we screwed something up, you know, and this was no exception.
And when you get Todd and I together by ourselves, we just screw everything up. That's kind of what we do.
That's standard.
It's
Standard
okay,
operating
baby.
procedure. I think it's in a manual somewhere.
Yeah, it's in Road Trip's manual.
Yeah, must arrive late to destination. And we did. We got there too late. Actually, it wasn't a complete waste. We were able to get one of the 2 stops that we had planned shot in the first trip down, and I think the weather was better on the second trip.
Yes.
So I remember right.
The first one, it started raining shortly after we got there.
Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, anybody ever goes to the coast, you go the Oregon side, Highway 30 through Astoria. It's like right before you get to Astoria, maybe a mile or 2. It's like you go through this.
Change. It goes from sunny to automatically to cloudy and overcast.
Boom, just like that. It's like it drops 10 degrees, just like that. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
All right. We've come to the part in the show where we're going to share with you the very best of Road Trip Season 3. Contained within, you're going to see some of the interviews that we'd shot, and some of the great folks we met along the way, and told us about the destinations, and definitely a highlight of our season. We met some pretty cool folks there. And typically they knew more than we did.
Oh, well, of course. That's why they were showing us around instead of us showing them around. So,
you know, we've already been here. Let's show you around.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't think so.
I don't think so. But without any further ado, go ahead and check out the best of Nowhere Video's Road Trips Season 3.
One fun thing we have here at the zoo is a thing called a sea snooze, and we have overnight programs set up from time to time where kids can go on sea scavenger hunts. They can, we have sea snacks. It's both educational and entertaining. And then at night they get to sleep with the sharks, and they set up right here in front of the shark tank with their sleeping bags and have an overnight.
And Hoover is called a tamandua, which most people have never heard of before. He's actually a type of arboreal anteater, or tree-climbing anteater. Most people picture anteaters being much larger, and the one that is familiar to most people it's called a giant anteater. It's really large, about the size of a collie. But this guy's full-grown, and he is almost 2 years old now, and being very lethargic in the sun. Let's see if I can wake him up for you guys a little bit with his treat. Besides eating ants and termites, they do also like to eat honey and very ripe fruit. So that's what I have in this bowl, is some banana that's all mushed up with honey, which he loves. It has to be really, you can hear him slurping it, huh? It has to be really slurpable because they have no teeth at all. In fact, he can only open his mouth the size of a pencil diameter.
And the interesting part about the surgical suite, in my opinion, is we designed it so that visitors can actually watch the surgery from the outside by looking in through the windows. The taller windows are for adults, the smaller windows for children. So they'll have that opportunity to observe as we do the procedures. I think that's kind of exciting that people will be able to do that. And the vet whose idea this was, I think that's pretty neat that she's willing to have people actually observe her right in the middle of her work. 98% of what came out of this site went to recycling. That was another critical aspect of the design, is making sure that what we did met one of our goals here at the zoo, and that is to be an ecologically sound facility, one that really helps our community and helps the nation as a whole in regards to that.
I'll give you a chance to see them a little bit out of the water. I say a little bit because belugas aren't known for their leaping or jumping abilities. That right there is about as high as they go. We'll give you another example of that. What are you going to be showing off, Margaret?
This is just going to be a forward leap or a bow.
Now, the reason that belugas can't do those amazing acrobatics that you might associate with other species of dolphins and whales is because they're lacking one very important thing. And you might be seeing it right now. It's speed. They can't go very fast. Belugas are not a fast-moving animal, and it turns out that that's the key. You need an amazing amount of speed to propel your body up and into the air.
Hello.
You can roll your arms slightly outward toward face them, and they'll get off.
Okay, I see.
They are not shy at all.
This is the Steinbach cabin. The Steinbach family who lived here built it as a temporary home while they established their farm in the Willamette Valley. As you can see, the ceiling is quite low. And the reason for that is not because people were shorter in those days, but actually because since they had to heat it with a fireplace, it was much better if they had the low ceiling and kept the heat down where they were. The parents slept in this room, the children slept upstairs in the loft, and this was the sole size of their original home here in the Willamette Valley. Pigs were always very useful in the 1800s, and as the children like to say, they fed the pigs all summer with scraps from the table and cleanings from the garden. In the fall, however, the pigs were slaughtered, so the children say we feed them in the summer and they feed us in the winter. After you've taken all the hams and you have smoked the sausage and had the pork chops and so on, all the pieces of meat that were left over are taken into the kitchen and chopped, and then spices and so on added. And at that point, they were put in a big can like this. Now, the pig's intestines were saved, they were thoroughly washed, and they were fastened to the end of this spout. The meat and all the seasonings went into the can. And then you lean down on the plunger and the meat came out, and the pig intestines would be all full of the chopped meat. Then you took pieces of string and you tied them in little short segments, and then you boiled them, and then you hung them in the smokehouse, and that was how you made sausage for the winter time.
Okay, we're talking to Ellen McCloskey here at the Aurora Colony Museum, and out here on the beautiful grounds here behind the museum. And just wanting to find out kind of how you got involved with the museum and the wonderful exhibits that you have here.
Oh, thank you very much. Yes, this has been a marvelous place for me, because when I retired and I was very interested in history, we met together because they needed people who were volunteers, and I had the ability then to be a volunteer. The first thing that I did when I came out here was to demonstrate spinning for the school children. Since then, I've been fortunate enough to bake bread, escort people on tours, and I think I have learned just as much as the people that I took on tours.
Some of the things that you do here, it seems to me it's like a forgotten art, you know, as far as spinning, baking bread the old-fashioned way, everything from scratch, and You know, it's really great that there's still a handful of folks that know how to do it and can pass that on, so that the future generations can see how it was done.
Okay, what we got pictures of right here, right now, which I guess what kind of resembles in this picture right here, the Bates Motel, is originally what stood here before the Capitol building was slowly
constructed there.
Into. That was right over here. You can see the Capitol building, and they're tearing it down to rebuild into it.
That's too bad. That was a cool looking house.
Did you state that there was a fire here?
Yeah, I pointed that out on the headline above there. That is the old Oregon Capitol. Looking somewhat like, actually, it looks like the White House with
the clock tower from Back to the Future.
No. Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, that too. But it also looks like it's got the Washington Capitol building sticking on top of it. Huh. Interesting.
Oh, that's when I was on fire. No wonder. Yeah, it was like a bleed through. It looked like lights were on or something.
Yeah. Yeah. We found an actual picture of the old Capitol on fire there through the trees. Rosetta Stone British Museum cast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're talking some serious hieroglyphs here. Look at this. It looks like it's in like 3 sections. 3 or 4 sections. That's wild.
Okay, the inscriptions on this stone are comprised of 2 languages, Egyptian and Greek.
What are we looking at? Horus casket and Osiris falcon mummy. Whoa.
One must have to think, how big was this person?
I don't know if this is a person. It says this falcon.
Oh, okay.
Is wrapped in the same style as were the pharaohs of Egypt. It is wrapped in the form of Osiris, god of the dead, with the high crown of Upper Egypt and the royal beard, also the beard of Deity. The casket is shaped as a falcon, the symbol of Horus, the god of resurrection. Every pharaoh after death becomes Osiris, king and god of the dead.
This is a Dodge Brothers of Detroit, USA.
I've heard of that, yeah. Before it was Dodge Brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, check that out. That is probably, oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
Very careful there. Oh, wow. And it's using auto light plugs.
I think those
check that out.
I think those are recent.
You think so?
Pretty good guess.
That's incredible. It was a 4-cylinder.
Yep.
Wow, if that ain't cool. This is the town of Berlin. A mere ghost of its former self.
We're just going to slowly pass each other. See how tall Mark is to compare to me and how tall I am? Okay. Now we're just going to walk past each other going real slow. And watch what Mark does to me. See right there. I'm going to walk over here and I'm going to turn around and he's going to down there. He's going to turn around.
Whoa.
See how much bigger he is.
Mark, you look like you're 8 feet tall.
And bulletproof.
Yeah.
See it? See the angle bit down to me. Okay, you got that? This will rule out the background. We're going to trade places. All my new guides saw that. Okay, now look where he is. I'm in his throat. See that, Erin?
Wow.
First of all, how long have you been here?
Well, our family has had it for about 44 years.
That long?
Mm-hmm.
That's a long time.
Yeah. It only changed hands once when John Litster, the founder, passed away in 1959. Then we took it over in 1960.
So it's stayed in your family that long, and how long have you yourself been
Running
operating it? Yeah.
I've been running it since about 1979.
Oh, wow.
That shows the Arizona right here. And this is the memorial over the Arizona.
Oh, right.
What you're seeing there, this round funnel, is actually the pivot for the turret of the third gun turret, which is right over here, right underneath that one yellow-winged plane.
Oh, okay. The second plane from the front?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's what we're seeing. I wondered about that. In fact, I did a little bit of research on the internet just to see some photographs there, and I'm familiar with the memorial, but I'd never noticed the remains of the ship because I thought it was completely underwater.
Yeah. It looks like here's some of the steel from the superstructure. The superstructures and the gun turrets were actually salvaged off of the Arizona during the wartime to refit other ships.
Really?
Yeah. Looks like there's a picture there of the actual signing
Yeah.
of the surrender on the Missouri.
This is just totally awesome. Look at the wagons here.
Sweet.
Oh, you can walk down through them. Cool.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Extreme fire danger. No kidding. Around here? Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding. Can you imagine sitting up on one of these things and hauling your stuff into town?
Wouldn't be the most comfortable ride.
No. Wow, look at that. Yeah, people just used to use that to step up and get in, and Shanaka, Oregon.
Yeah. Yeah, back when they still had 3 letters in Oregon.
Yeah.
This is incredible, man. Check it out, these couple ones here. That one's got a roof thing on it.
Yeah. Now here's your classic wagon train here.
Dude, was this like a fire wagon or something? Look
Yeah,
at
that's kind of what I'm thinking this is. It's an old fire wagon.
Sweet.
There's your old dry goods delivery wagon there.
Yeah.
And then this here was what they came across the Oregon Trail in. Right here.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine that? This is also like a delivery wagon they used to deliver stuff all around the state in.
Yeah.
Yeah, they used to cover it with this old cloth right here.
Oh, yeah. Huh.
Can you imagine sitting on something like that? And
Man. For as long as they made trips.
yeah. Yep, your classic wagon train, wheel train, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And right here. Right here's where they sat.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, this is more of like your. Back then, this was kind of like what I do. You know, driving the 18-wheeler.
Yeah.
You know, this was it here.
This was it.
This was your classic delivery. You know, wagon. Really awesome.
Yeah.
This is the jail. They had some in town years before they built this one. They were made out of wood. The guys would burn the damn thing down or tear them up and get out.
Yeah.
So they asked, and the guy that built it was a German immigrant from Germany. They asked him, could you build us something that is escape-proof, that, you know, they can't get out of? But it can't be over $1,000. I said, okay. He says, I could do that. So then, I don't know, it took a couple of 3, 4, 5 weeks or something like that to build this thing. Of the material that he could get his hands on at the time. And this jail here was built in 1907. It was used until 1945. They quit using it after 45 as a jail. And right over here is the city hall, it's right over there. Not about 2 blocks from here, City Hall. And they would bring the prisoners over here and put them in there. And this is what they call a holdover jail, more or less. If it wasn't too bad of a crime, they may be here for a week and may be here for a month before they had trial. And the guy that built it, the same night he got through building it, he went out, goofed around town here, and he was celebrating that he was, I got it done, finally got it done. Telling him I got my jail built, And he was out goofing around, and all of a sudden he got out of hand. He got drunk. He threw him in the jail. He was the first one in.
There's a museum there. I happened to have to spend some time there one day, so I went to the museum. And I went in, and it just happened that there were a couple people there working, but they just had me sign something, and they didn't hardly pay attention that I was there. And everything in that place, either that was in a room that they wouldn't let you in, or it was covered with glass. Everything in the whole place. And I thought, God, well, I was happy we had this one. Because we've enjoyed it so much.
Oh, it's awesome.
People do.
It's wonderful.
My grandmother used to have one almost like that.
Yeah.
We would have went out somewhere.
Oh yeah.
I am truly impressed.
Yeah.
This is
am I.
A lot
just
more
absolutely incredible.
I think we're in a driveway.
Are we coming up on a driveway or dead end? Well, I don't know. It looks like it goes on past. One word comes to mind.
Redneck.
Redneck.
Dude.
Okay, we've reduced. Hold on, folks. This could be bumpy. I wouldn't take that one there.
I'll stick right where I'm at.
There's like dead cars there.
Redneck.
Unfortunately, we have no idea if this belongs to somebody. That's a big bump. Oh, that's a big one. It's kind of cool though, because you notice that it's kind of like a lane and a half wide, but it's like kind of like the C Street Bridge in Rainier, really narrow. But back in the old days, when you still had Model Ts roaming the streets,
it wide enough.
Yeah. We got buttons.
Okay. All right, let's start with
so
this one.
here we have I'm assuming this is a Pioneer Days model of Seaside. Okay, yeah, Seaside, Oregon, 1899. For verbal description of sites, oops, all right. Pull once gently on bell, wait 10 seconds. Oh, okay, there's a narration. Okay. Okay, so we'll get the narration here first.
This is Seaside in 1899, the year it was incorporated as a city.
Main and buildings are in HO scale, but if the entire diorama had been built to that scale, a layout 200 feet long would have been needed. Obviously, some artistic license was necessary to contain the city in a 17-foot-long space. Your view is to the east, with Tillamook Head on the south, and the Nicanacan River flowing north through the middle of the community before entering the sea on your left. The boundaries of Seaside are now quite different than they were in 1899.
For one at a time. We're actually here at the Evergreen Aviation Museum, and sitting behind me, if you can see it, I mean, this thing is so immense. I'm actually standing under the wing. Yeah, I'm actually standing under one of the wings of the Spruce Goose, the Hughes HK-1 flying boat. And I think Todd's getting a good shot of the wing. This thing is just, it's immense. I've never seen anything so huge in my entire life. Maybe this gentleman here.
On this thing rather than
oh, we'll take anything we can get at this time.
Look, come on, can you go over this thing? Look at this stuff. See those rocker arms? Your mechanics?
Yeah.
See those rocker arms? There's no oiling on them.
Right.
See those wheels? There's no brakes. So what happened on this thing, when they'd go out to fly this thing, they'd have enough take their little oil can, now this is castor oil, and squirt every one of these real good, and they'd fly for about an hour, and they'd come back in and land. When they landed, the good Lord stopped them. They didn't. And that's why these were always land-based and on grass and that sort of thing. Then they'd squirt the little oil across these again, and they'd go fly for another hour. Now, you know what happens to a person when he's taking a lot of castor oil. And they did.
Wow.
Right in the chin.
Well, I imagine it was more than the chin.
It's got about 2,700 horsepower, 27,000 horsepower in it, something like that.
Now, Hughes flew it himself, didn't he?
Yeah. Hughes made doggone sure he flew it himself. He wouldn't allow anybody else in the cockpit that had a pilot's license. He didn't want somebody saying, well, Hughes didn't fly it, somebody else did.
Yeah.
So
I don't blame him.
He
Put
flew
that kind of money into something like that, I'd want to fly it myself, too.
Absolutely.
He flew it for about 2 minutes, took it back, put it in the hangar, and went home and got drunk.
Are we supposed to walk?
All right, just walk.
Wait, he said no. Oh, wait.
Beautiful.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Jacob. London, Switzerland. Emil. Emil's right here.
Excuse us, folks.
Amalia's right here. Arnold, which was the baby,
Mason, too.
is right there.
Oh, was he? Has the Mason symbol?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Amelia was Eastern Star.
Eastern Star, yeah. Yeah, that's the women's version, or the women's.
Actually, men do join the Eastern Star.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh. But originally it was just, here's Peter.
The man himself, which we've learned quite a bit about this afternoon.
And Amalia, his wife.
Mm-hmm. And we're talking to Eli Madrone. He's the facilities manager here at the, what is it, the Wasco County
Museum and the
Museum.
Columbia Gorge Discovery Center. It's
a mouthful.
It is.
Yeah, but you folks have a lot to show here. It's a huge facility and just a gorgeous area of the gorge here.
Right.
What all do you do here at the center?
Well, we're a museum and a discovery center. We have two sides. We have the Wasco County side, which deals with local history, and then we have the Columbia Gorge Discovery Center, which deals with the history of the entire Columbia Gorge scenic area. And we're actually the federally mandated discovery center for the scenic area, for the congressionally appropriated area. So,
So it's actually something that. Like the government has required that we have this type of an area for the public to view and to display information.
It's true. It was an interesting coming together of a number of different organizations, including the local county historical museum and then the federal Forest Service and a number of other organizations, about 6 in all, that came together and decided to pool their resources. Instead of having 2 separate facilities, you have 2 separate sides joined by this lovely river gallery here. And that way you can enjoy local history, you can enjoy the natural history. We also have a cafe, we have a theater, classrooms, we do distance learning, we do all sorts of things here. So
it's an all-in-one facility.
Indeed. we even rent it out for weddings and everything.
Really?
So, yeah.
Every person in the world could walk away with 15 buckets of Mount St. Helens. Or it would all fit on one football field if you built walls around it 600 miles high. Or you could bury the city of Washington, D.C. to a depth of 14 feet. Or, that still doesn't mean anything to you. Everyone put your fingers up even with each slope of Mount St. Helens and make your fingertips meet together. Where your fingertips meet together is where the top of Mount St. Helens used to be. Now, as you do that, imagine that 90% of what's missing, 90%, fell off Mount St. Helens during this landslide. Everyone thinks the mountain blew itself apart. Mount St. Helens fell apart.
We're talking to Todd Collins. Collins, yes. The visitor center here, and
I have a good quick question. About how far are we from the actual lava, the mound itself, and the
5.5 miles from the center of the crater, from right here at Johnson Ridge.
from right here, and does that put us about 4.5 from the base?
Mm-hmm. Probably in the neighborhood of that.
Okay. All right. Any questions?
Yeah. How long have you been involved in the center here?
I've worked at Mount St. Helens since 1986 as a temporary employee. Just recently became a permanent employee here, so I'm the assistant director here at the center.
Oh, wow.
And I've been involved with Johnson Ridge really since the very beginning planning stages of it. I was the writer of the interpretive plan and worked on the exhibit design for this building and the Coldwater Ridge Visitor Center just down the road from here.
So when was this visitor center put in?
It was opened to the public on May 18th, 1997.
Oh, for one of the anniversaries.
Yes, yeah. Each visitor center has been, it's an anniversary opening.
Oh, really?
The Coldwater Ridge Center opened on May 18th, 1993, and I believe, with the exception of the Mount St. Helens Visitor Center, that opened right before Christmas of '86.
All right, folks, we have arrived. The Baldwin Hotel Museum here in downtown Klamath Falls. That's a big building.
I got 3 initiatives.
And a staircase going up the side there. Okay. All right, here we are at the main entrance here. Okay, we're inside the Baldwin Hotel Museum, and we're speaking to Gloria, who actually works behind the counter here and helps do the tours. And we're going to find out some of the history on the hotel. It actually is very interesting. It's gone through quite a few changes over the years, I guess.
Very definitely. It started out in 1905. The building was built by George Baldwin, and he was an entrepreneur and early settler here in Klamath. He opened this up as a hardware store here in the lobby, and then on the 3rd and 4th floors there were small apartments and offices available for rent. The place was converted to a hotel in 1911 and ran as a hotel through 1977.
Wow.
During that time there were 3 owners. The Baldwins were the original. In 1923, Andy and Cordy Moore were the second owners until 1951, when their daughter and her husband, the Joneses, they took over up until the closing of the Baldwin in 1977. Since that time, it has been a museum. There are 47 guest rooms. All of them are true to the period and true to the building. We have a lot of the old artifacts and clothing, the dinnerware. And for some of the offices on the higher floors, like the Bureau of Reclamation, when they came to town to do the irrigation system that we have here in the basin, they rented quite a number of rooms here at the Baldwin to use as office space. He was an English gentleman who came to Klamath Falls in 1917. He rented this room for 51 years. Actually lived in it for 49 years. Became ill, had to go to a nursing home. Unfortunately, after 2 years of continuing to pay rent on this room, expecting to return, he passed away. And that was in 1968. But what Herbert left behind are some of his radios. The television set and the cameras sitting on top of it all belong to Herbert. And the photo albums that are on the bed, these are pictures that Herbert took, and he developed them in his very own darkroom, which is also his clothes closet.
Let's read the sign.
Okay.
Began operated in 1935, closed August 1954, employing 23. Dredging was done 24 hours daily except 4th of July and Christmas. The 72-ton, 9 cubic foot buckets dumped 25 buckets minimum for average production of
25 buckets a minute.
Yeah. 280,000 cubic yards per month. A 250 horsepower bucket line motor powered by 12
mile
2300 volt electric line from a portable substation. So it's a big boat.
Huh.
Hey, trying to keep them falling on our ass here.
Yeah. That's very important.
When did they say they began operation?
1935, I believe.
To 1954.
Yeah. So they ran it a long time.
Yeah. Almost 20 years. The hell was going on it?
Look at that, man.
Yeah.
That is incredible. That thing is huge.
This is our earliest photograph of Sumter. It's taken in 1895.
Oh, wow.
Sumter was founded shortly after the discovery of gold in 1862. I always thought it was kind of interesting that it took 30 or so years from the time they discovered gold before the town actually became a real town. And unlike many boom towns where it's an overnight situation, I've been to a lot of ghost towns where in 1 year, you know, the town goes from 1 person to 5,000. It took almost 30 years for this town to really fully develop, and this was the primary stages, wooden structures. The street that is running north to south here is this street out in front called Mill Street. The street that's running east to west is up at the end of town. It used to be the main drag called Granite Street. Mining was the primary reason that Sumter became a town. Logging became the secondary interest, and then finally ranching in the valley. The town really boomed, and in 1899 the first brick buildings were beginning to be built, like this building here, in and around Sumter. And then in 1917 we had a devastating fire that no lives were lost, but it completely devastated the business community of town. And you can see as you travel along the exhibit here some of our historic photographs of some of the sizable buildings that were here.
Is on this picture up here, is that a wood street?
Yes, it is.
And we look up there at the top of the lighthouse, which hopefully will be in here shortly. Erected 1898, LHE. I'm not sure what that is, but
doors open.
Up.
This lighthouse was built in 1898, and the reason they built it was that although they already had a lighthouse over 2 miles away, you can't see it. The reason you can't see it is because they built it so far around the point over there that ships coming from north could not see it or recognize it as the mouth of the Columbia River. But at that time it wasn't really important or necessary because the shipping was just coming up to bring settlers to this Oregon territory, and then they immediately returned back to the East Coast. This area is called the graveyard of the Pacific because in the last 200 years we've had over 200,000 ships sink out here just outside the mouth of the Columbia River.
right on. Of course, while we're here too, we should kind of get some shots of each other for the website and stuff.
Oh yeah.
While we're here.
Yeah, perfect shot.
There we go. Yeah, see, now we don't have the sun right in our
I
eyes
basically
here.
did a panoramic view, like a pop, 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 pop.
Yeah.
The cone set up eruptions all the way around the caldera, spewing ash, not 30 feet, not 30 yards, but 30 miles into the air. The sun was completely blocked out. Ash from that eruption would have covered 8 United States and 3 Canadian provinces. That ash eruption was 100 times the force of Mount St. Helens. That was a huge eruption. Everybody see that? Yeah, whoa. So, as we pass over, the darker water is 50 feet. This lighter color water drops to nearly 1,000 feet. So it's quite a drop off. So welcome to the Great Crater Lake Abyss.
We are here in front of Crater Lake, and we're speaking to Jennifer Bavarskis, one of the, I guess, are you a ranger, or you're part of the Parks Department?
My title is Interpretive Ranger, so it's my job to tell
we have heard a great number of during our boat tour today.
Emergency spillway here for the lake runoff when we have a really big flood like 96.
Right.
Then we didn't have this fully cut out at that point, and it was used for about 2 hours, about 8 feet wide and about 8 inches deep.
Huh.
And at that point we had started with the lake empty at the start of the flood, and then it filled up and emptied in about 48 hours. And
so you actually had water just rushing right through here then?
yes, to
Wow.
about 8 inches deep and about 8 feet wide.
Huh.
And which is what it's designed for.
Right, right. So
And because we also
it works.
yes, we also have the outlet. The main outlet is what we call the trickle tube, and it's a standpipe where water flows over the top of the pipe down to a T and then underneath the dam horizontally, as well as then the fish ladder takes about half the flow as well.
Huh.
We did get the dream then for the Christian camp, and but we started drawing prints and all, and finally our kids were in school. A couple of them, Eric won a scholarship to Webb Institute to Naval Architecture back in Long Island. We lived in the Sunset area at that time. We moved to Beaverton, and all of our kids went to Sunset, and it was a very good experience. One of the other daughters got a scholarship too. So anyway, the kids were all in college, or by that time maybe out and married. And so by this time I was 53 and Rudy was 62. We had drawn the prints and we had thought about it and everything, but I said, well, when are we ever going to do this thing? So, you know, when we're young enough to see our dream come true.
Right.
And so I had to be the mover and shaker. And I said, what about if I would stay back in Beaverton and go back to work as a legal secretary? If you're a good legal secretary, remember, legal work is all perfect. Has to be all perfect. And I'm sure a good legal secretary can get work no matter how old she is. So I did. I went back to work. I said, I can see myself living away from you for 2 years. If you take an early retirement and come up to the tree farm and start building, I will stay back at our home in Beaverton and come up every weekend and bring tools and food and whatever you call back and ask me to bring, I'll bring up. And then I'll work with you all weekend and do exactly what you do, and then I'll go back to work on Monday morning. And for 2 years, I can see myself living away from you. And so that's how we started.
Hey, Todd, where's the camera?
I don't know. I thought it was right in front of us. Well, let's just go with it. Okay. We're back. And we're going to go to the net. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. It's right there. With the camera over there.
Who did that?
And now we're front.
Now we're front. Now we're front. Okay.
Yes. Front and center, boys.
Okay. You know, that's been one of the things about road trips is that all we do is plan the trip itself. You know, we don't like script anything out or anything. We just get in the car and go on the trip and just have a good time. There's never been any specific plan other than where we're going. It's gotten a little more organized, I would say, since the beginning of the series, when it was just absolute chaos.
Yeah, at least that's what the cue cards are saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
As we continue to read the cue
As we continue to read.
Mark, oh, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Oh, by the way. Yeah. To Todd. Todd, we have lots of great footage to show. Yeah. It's been a long, long season.
6 years to be precise.
Yes. In fact, in that time, during season 3, there's been some moments that we've cut out for one reason or another.
And when you see them, you'll know why.
You'll know why. And not necessarily because it was a goof up, but simply because in the editing process, we ran out of time. There's been a couple of instances where we got some extra footage and weren't able to use it because it wouldn't fit in the time slots. Typically, Road Trips is an hour-long show, and it wouldn't fit in the time allotted.
Right.
So one of those trips, the first one that we received such footage, is myself, Mr. Mark Johnson, Mr. Kevin Thornton, rejoining us for season 3, and my wife Holly had gone to a trip to John Day, Oregon. which is way over there, way over there. And it's funny because we went to John Day, which is technically our destination, but where we went, the museum we went to, was actually technically Canyon City.
Right. Yep.
Canyon City?
Get a rope.
I don't know, it sounded good. Yes, the wonderful lady who let us in, we otherwise would not have had a show if it weren't for that. And
the fact that I called her.
Yeah, the fact that luckily there was a phone number on the door.
Called and begged her to come down.
Said, please, we got a show to do. So that was
you should have thought about that yesterday.
that was a win-win situation.
This is my day off.
Yeah. In fact, wasn't it on a Sunday or something? I think it was.
I think so.
And
Sunday.
A day that they're normally not open.
Right.
So we definitely got a big win out of that. After we shot that episode, we were kind of on our way out through town. Well, it was in December when we shot that episode, and they were going to have a Christmas parade.
Right.
So we taped that parade and never ended up using it for anything. So
because it was a Christmas.
It was a Christmas parade. What are we gonna do with it?
Christmas in July type things or something.
Kind of.
You know,
So it's like because and especially it's like road trips. Our episodes play throughout the year. So it's like we didn't want one that looked like it was just
Christmas,
for one part of the year.
Right. Yeah.
So we didn't use it.
So now you get to see it.
Now you get to see it. Here's some of that footage from the John Day Christmas Parade 2001.
Oh God, that looks cool coming. Might want to explain to everybody, Todd, what this is.
Yes.
I'm not exactly sure what it is.
Okay, I do. We are in where are
John
we at?
Day. We're at John Day.
We're in John Day, and they're having their annual
Truckers Parade.
Truckers Lighted Parade for Christmas.
And this year the theme is Let Freedom Ring.
Which is red, white, and blue. A lot of flags and stuff.
Very, very awesome displays that these truckers have put on.
From what I've seen of all the cars, this is a very popular thing around here. And this is something probably equivalent to our Christmas ships that we have every year.
That sounds about right. Just from what we're seeing here.
Now, from what I see, there's about 10 more trucks at least.
And it's all trucks.
At least. I mean, look back there.
There's that bus coming up that we saw.
The school bus in the parking lot.
Right on.
Getting all ready. They did an awesome job. I'm going to go outside and get a closer look. Does anybody else care to join me?
I will.
Look it out.
For a school bus, I guess it doesn't look all that bad.
No.
Isn't that the one we saw getting ready over from the truck? Whoa.
makes your freedom ring.
Yeah, it is.
Look at the windshield wipers dancing on this one.
Now okay, now, yeah, how'd they get the wheels to light up?
I don't know, but that's awesome.
Unless it's battery operated.
It's gotta be. That's cool how they got them to light up, though.
We had another trip. Actually, I think it was the first one I taped with Mr. Kevin Thornton for season 3. We took a trip to Sumter, Oregon, and it was shot the same year, shot in 2001, and it was the one of the last ones that he actually appeared in. See, we kind of mix them up throughout the season, so you never know if a certain person is no longer around. You know, they're because it's been quite a while now.
Yes.
So we visited Sumter, which is home of the Sumter Valley Gold Dredge, and the gentleman who runs the museum that we visited actually gave us a tape that they normally sell that features a tour of the Gold Dredge. Because the time of year we were in there, the dredge is closed. They don't run tours there. You know, middle of December here, so it's like, yeah.
3 feet of snow on the ground.
Yeah, and that's about what it was.
Yeah.
About 3 foot of snow.
Yeah.
Which we turned my Buick T-Type into a sled. And somehow we made it in and out of there without chains. I don't know how. So anyway, you know, we got to walk up to the dredge, you know, just and go up to the outside of it. Couldn't see the inside.
Nice.
So
they call that a Christmas miracle when you can get that thing through the snow.
Oh yeah. Don't hit the turbo in snow. I've actually done that. But you know, I was intending to do that.
Oh, okay. Okay then.
It worked out.
So it worked out. So Mr. Stephen Rich, who's also a photographer in Sumter, does kind of old-time photos. Also produced this video for the Historic Society, and gave us a copy of it to use for our show. And I had made some edited cuts out of that tape, some excerpts from it, and then when it got down to it, I had no room to fit them in, which I was actually really disappointed because there were some good shots in there of the inside, and didn't get to use them. I don't like footage to go to waste, so there's got to be somewhere I can show it. So here we go. Sumter Valley Gold Dredge, inside. Check it out.
A gold dredge is a floating mechanized placer mine which works the gold-bearing gravels beneath the surface of the river. This dredge operated from 1935 until 1954 when it was shut down in this location, never to be moved again. Digging its own pond as it worked, over 1,600 acres were dredged, leaving miles of processed gravels called tailings in its wake. You can see them all up and down the Sumter Valley.
I thought we would take a brief overview of the dredge operation by looking at this model which was locally constructed. Basically, the operation of the dredge consisted of the 72 digger buckets, each weighing about a ton, extracting gravel from the riverbed and working its way up to the 3rd story level. The gravel would drop into the trommel, in which it would be sorted, processed, and the extra rock that was not containing gold would go out the stacker to the rear. Here we have a photograph of the dredge completed with its new coat of whitewash paint, but it has yet to operate. During the dredge's operation, it began to take on more of the character we now see it in today. And the dredge operated 365 days a year, but for Christmas and 4th of July, and it operated even in the worst weather conditions. Here you can see ice forming in the pond around the area of operation. When State Parks first took on this project, we found a dredge that was basically submerged and in an advanced state of deterioration. Our first efforts were to stabilize the hull and free it of water. In this regard, our efforts included sending divers into the hull area to ascertain its condition and looking at other structural concerns before we felt it would be appropriate to invite the public on board. And so what we have here is a series of images that start out from the initial days of the acquisition of the dredge by state parks, showing the stern section, bow section underwater, and some of the efforts that were initiated to stabilize the structure, such as putting a foundation under the vessel because it no longer floats. From that point, we decided to take on a reconstruction of the hull, much in the manner it was originally constructed, and begin to work our way up through the structure up to the third floor level. The Sumter Valley Dredge is the third dredge to work in the valley. The first dredge was constructed in the end of the 19th century, and as the dredge operated and became worn out, it would be dismantled, components utilized in the subsequent dredge. So a lot of the pieces we have in the current Sumter Valley Dredge really started out in the first dredge in the late 19th century. The dredge hull was usually the first element constructed and then launched. Subsequently, the steel superstructure and various operational components of the dredge were placed.
Since the acquisition of the dredge back in 1993, we have been able to do a master plan in 1994 and in 1995 start the evaluation of what was needed to rehabilitate the dredge. We have brought in a team of contractors that have lifted the dredge, floated it, placed some gravel-based pedestal underneath it, and set the dredge back down to give its appearance of floating on the pond as it is today. The next year we were able to evaluate exactly what else was needed to be done on the dredge. At that time, however, we discovered that there was going to be further work that needed to be done to stabilize the dredge and the hull structure. In 1997, we were able to bring in another contractor who rehabilitated the hull structure to allow visitor access to it the next year. That same year, we were able to add the docks that you see outside the dredge today. They have interpretive panels with audio posts that you may push and listen to the story of the dredge. We have access throughout the first floor of the dredge and on the bow section, and it gives a nice flow pattern with the docks in place to allow that.
Sumter Valley Dredge State Heritage Area is open from May 15th until September 15th, and self-guided tours are offered 7 days a week, 9 until 4. To reach Sumter Valley Dredge State Heritage Area, travel southwest from Baker City on Highway 7, approximately 27 miles. You'll reach State Highway 220, take a right, and travel another 3 miles to the city of Sumter.
Okay, we've now arrived at the part of the show which is going to be the longest part of the show.
If not the best.
If not the best. It's the best of the worst of Road Trip Season 3. Okay, it's the long-awaited blooper reel.
Whoa.
Now let me tell you folks, this is by far the longest blooper reel I have ever edited in my life.
And quite possibly the longest blooper reel in history, in TV history. Really, I mean,
it's amazing.
For one show anyway.
Yeah, well, for one show, yes. Yeah, it's roughly about 40 minutes long, and let me tell you, there is some good stuff in there, folks. It's some of it's intentional, some of it unintentional.
The intentional stuff's pretty good.
Yeah. So there was a lot of laughs to be had in season 3.
Oh Lord!
And so the reel pretty much speaks for itself. So go ahead and check it out. Road Trips Blooper Season 3.
Who is it?
Pizza guy. We don't promote anything on this show. Nothing. Not a single thing.
No.
I'm Todd Hilton.
I'm Chris DeBois.
And I'm the midget? No. That's not
We represent the lollipop hill. Lollipop. Shut up!
I have nothing to work with here.
This gives a points of interest around the lake. Wizard Island, the Watchman. You got the rim drive. We won't won't go there.
We won't go there, never mind. Yeah, up here in the mountains, they get a heck of a lot of snow.
Well, we passed an elevation sign that said, what,
The last one said 69 or 6,900 some feet.
Mm-hmm.
So we're quite a ways up there.
That appears to be Orville Wright up there in the open-air cockpit, if you will. Not a whole lot of room on this on these old planes for a stewardess.
No.
You really didn't have the luxury of an in-flight movie or even a meal on these Yeah, the service was absolutely horrendous on these old planes.
Well, everybody's on alert now, including casinos in Las Vegas, of all places.
Wow.
You know, that's something I always think about when I lose my money, is to blow the shit out of the hotel.
Dan, you've been awfully quiet.
Yeah.
What's on your mind?
Nothing.
Nothing? I'm Todd Hilton.
I'm Kevin Thornton.
Let's try that again, John. I don't even know who he is.
Okay.
Hey, Road Trips fans, fuck. Probably won't do the end of season show live, which is okay. I mean, that will help us control the pet population by having your pet spayed or neutered.
Yes.
What that has to do with it, I don't know.
And last but not least on this wall, what is the biggest thing living in the Columbia River? And it's not Kevin Thornton.
Nice. Ouch.
Edit.
All right, we're talking to Ellen McCloskey here at the Aurora. Here we go.
I don't know these people.
And you can actually go swimming there. They will let you
Yes,
swim.
which I thought was interesting because I thought they wouldn't allow it in there.
Because, you know, certain people might leave a ring around the lake.
You know, I'm sorry, but that's
Turn
just...
that water from a beautiful blue to a nice dark brown.
Right.
Okay, just remember, don't let Kevin go swimming.
Well, we're not going to let Mr. Thornton... You don't know Mr. Thornton, do you?
No.
No. Who?
Oh.
Who?
Yeah. Never heard of
him.
All right, wasn't he the guy that burned down our forest a couple years ago?
Yeah. Let's see. Nobody starts forest fires like
Quite
Kevin
like
Thornton.
Kevin, yeah.
Yeah. So,
brings a tear to your eye.
Yeah. For more than one reason. Oh boy.
My bladder was so full from drinking coffee. Was driving down the road and saw a snowbank up ahead. Pulled off the road, dropped my shorts and whipped it out.
2 miles from the Woodburn drag strip.
That's right.
So,
for all of you fans, come on down.
So come on down.
Strap on a big, never mind.
Yellowstone, on the road, I wrote my name, and it was cold.
Said John Denver.
Said John Denver. I had to go, couldn't hold it, so I wrote my name in snow. Thank God we got that on tape.
Yeah.
I'll never fucking remember it.
You got more waffles and a house of pancakes. You offer flip-flops, I offer tax breaks.
You got that boat.
Push this down country from a horse.
This land will surely vote for me. That's just incredible. Just to actually see it on the water, it's just awesome. It was 20 years before I was born. I don't remember that.
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
It just doesn't spring.
It's not ringing any bells with me.
Museum right
here.
And they're closed. Yep, closed up tighter than goose shit.
Old hand-pumped water faucet. Oh my
Well, not hand pump, but...
Yeah? Thing works, so.
Yeah.
Huh.
Just an old... Okay, maybe they just
Did you
put
see
it in.
the brown water shoot out of that thing, man?
Yeah, kind of looked like something I did in the toilet this morning. Look like something come out the back of that truck. Oh, that was green though. That wasn't. That was brown.
Kind of slippery right there.
All right, go ahead. There you go. Just a little bit steady.
Yeah.
Last thing I want is a nice brown streak up the side of my pants.
Hold on.
Don't get too close, man. You can get it all over us. Hurry up, hurry up. Just hammer this sucker. Pass this drippy bastard. Oh! Oh, God, what this shit is my 1.5?
Shameless program promotion.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta do my shameless promotion.
Yeah.
Johnson gets to do his.
Okay.
Seagulls propped on the top up there. Keeping an eye on things.
Yeah. Keeping a shit on things anyway.
Is that what that is?
Yeah. All that white stuff. It's bird dropping.
Holy crap. Oh.
And we're gonna moon them in 3,
2, 1.
Yeah.
And from the crew of Road Trips, we have this special gift just for you.
Actually, that is mandatory. We do that.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Ooh. Blooper reel. Okay. Oh, in tradition. We used to do that before every show.
I don't know these guys.
I don't know these guys. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not doing that.
Well, we can do this.
No goofing off on the set.
It's not recording, right? Oh shit.
That was Stevenson. Don't blink, you'll miss it.
Right.
Actually, it kind of looked like a neat little town there.
They have to eat in Bingen.
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 Purge.
What's next? Virgin?
Virgin.
Bingen and Virgin.
Sorry, couldn't resist. Test.
Get Bradley say something.
Slept with your sister?
You could fucking have her, dude.
Well,
okay, as long as we got that straight, yeah, okay.
Alright, since you put it that way, I'll take your sister.
No, you won't. Trust me.
Joanne.
Hell, I wouldn't even do her. Oh, you should.
We don't want that one. We don't want to go to Roseburg.
Yeah, or some kind of resort area where you walk in and there's nothing but fat guys all naked sitting in a...
Oh!
Oh! Hey!
Oh, that's a visual I could have done without.
Sorry, guys.
Talked to Kevin recently.
Oh! Wow! God!
Oh.
On the road again, that way.
Oh, that one?
I just can't wait to get on the road again. Life I love is having sex with my friends. I just can't wait to get on the road again.
Hey, Road Trips fans, keep fucking.
Well, we're not going to parallel like Jackass or anything like that.
No. I don't recommend a lot of these.
Oh, there's nothing I like better than a good sledgehammer to the nuts. I'm telling you what.
Oh, yeah, bring it on.
Yeah.
These guys have got to be on crack.
Yeah.
Well, gee, isn't that what people thought about us when we first started out?
We're still on crack.
We're still... Actually, yeah, they thought we were on drugs just because, you know, we act stupid or whatever. It's like, no, we're just that way.
Naturally stupid.
That's what comes normally.
Yeah.
Drink? Thank you.
That I might show in the blooper. I hate to say it, you know, but but that's a big ass. We're talking 20, 30,000 tons. Bigger than Thornton's. That's bigger than Thornton's. Get it?
This exhibit, as the chicks grew, we set up little lava rock terraces along here too.
Yeah, I see that.
Well, you don't see most of it now. Most of it's been removed, but it was red rock, little terraces along here to prevent them from tumbling into the water as the chicks actually started emerging from the burrows. And so it's been quite an adventure.
It's there.
Yeah. Cool.
Yep. You know what you want? Let's go with the apple diapers. What's that?
Apple diapers.
Apple dippers. I don't know what that is. Oh, apple dippers. Can I try one of your apple diapers? All right, folks. That's going to do it for this edition of Road Trips. Hope you enjoyed your tours of the Dalles, Fort Dalles Museum.
I lost it, really.
Where the hell did we go today? We're going to be taking you to a historical town in Oregon called Jacksonville. Not to be confused with Jacksonville, Oregon, which is where we're going.
Which is where we're going. Okay.
And one of my personal favorites, HK1 H2O. That's a high quality H2O.
You needed to go farther.
What?
You need to turn around.
Turn around?
And go back on Front Street. Because you were at the beginning of 200s.
Where the heck am I now?
I don't know where the hell you are now.
Sonia.
Okay.
Yeah, go back to front.
What the hell? Yeah.
Go back to the front.
I was
back in the front.
I'm like
man.
Stupid here.
Evidently.
Man, I'm stupid. Well, evidently.
We are in the heart of cow shit country. And every time you get behind a cow hauler, you gotta hang back, because if you don't, your car is gonna be covered with green slimy shit.
Today on Road Trips, we head south to check out the historic town of fucking shit. Okay, we are rolling.
Okay, now in the lodge here are some pictures of a few of the groups that have been here over the last 10 years. The 10 years.
What? You know, what exactly do they mean by don't molest the animals? You know, I've seen...
Yeah, they're not too descriptive on that.
You know, I know what don't feed the animals. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Only how you supposed to say it? Please don't fondle them? That
Please
just
don't
doesn't
fondle, handle, take them home, try to breed them. I don't know. What exactly do they mean by that? I don't think we'll go there.
No, it's better we don't.
Yeah, it's probably better we don't, but today on Road Trips. God damn it. That looks like a mountain with a, okay, that looks like a female body part. I'm not going to mention, okay, is that a natural phenomenon? That's interesting.
It looks like a boob with a nipple.
Okay. Well, you said it, I did.
And you're going to cut that out, right?
Okay, edit. Today on Road Trips, we head south. The
Bush Barn Art Center, the Bush Conservatory, and the Bush House Museum are all open until 5, so...
In fact, one of them, I think, was even featuring a concert by Bush.
Yeah. Featuring former President George Bush.
Yeah. Isn't that a Matchbox 20 song? I wanna bush you around.
Yeah, that's
something like that.
Yeah.
People are going to be nice and let me in because I said so.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Of course, it's not like everybody's moving real fast anyway.
Right. Except that chicken guy up there.
Oh, what the hell? Chicken fucker! Edit.
Yeah.
Never did say where we're starting our trip from here.
Prineville.
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 Had to get that in. Cut. And hello everyone, welcome to this edition of Nowhere Videos Road Trips. I'm Todd Hilton.
I'm Mark Johnson.
And I'm Chris DeBois.
Don't smoke crack. Okay. If you don't smoke crack, you'll be okay. In some cases, you may need to just to make it through the workday, but no. Don't show crack. Cause that's just bad taste.
That's nasty.
Cause that is just nasty.
That's just nasty.
It actually doesn't take much.
The guy that made that one.
Here, stop right here. I'll ask this bitch where it's at. Excuse me. Just stop. You know where the museum's at?
Welcome to this edition of Nowhere Videos Road Trips. I'm Todd Hilton.
I'm Chris DeBois. I don't know who the hell I am.
And I'm...
Okay. Well, thank you very much. You have a nice day. Fat cow.
Yeah, the window is open.
Oh, shit. Motherfucker. Goddamn son of a bitch.
How big is the actual park? Does it mention that at all?
No.
Okay. We're on this part of the state. Everything's green. The trees, the brush, the shit.
Oh, yeah. I bet even puke is green, too, over here.
So I bet it is. We're about to get into the car, and we'll get going.
Sounds good.
Let's do it.
All right.
Break. Oh, man. Oh.
I didn't even know you needed to paddle it better.
Well, sometimes you find it necessary. When your butter's bad, and bitter, you make it better by paddling it.
That's gonna do it for this.
Yeah, just turn our backs.
Okay.
I was reading.
I'm Todd. Just turn our backs. Duh.
Our names are right here.
Yeah, our name is. Okay. Save it, please. Make sure we got a good shot here. Okay, light doesn't look too bad there. I mean.
It also houses objects depicting the experiences of the American Indians, explorers, traders, missionaries, and their physicians, soldiers, such have lived there for the past 10,000 years.
What the?
As we can see in Castle Rock, we've got. Oh, what the fuck?
What the fuck is that? Home in the Grange. The bitch can't even make change.
Right? Waiting for me. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. You know all the details.
I better make sure that we got sound. Test. Okay. I want to make sure I flipped it back from audio.
That was a waste of 10 seconds. Right
yeah,
there.
pretty much. Yeah.
Didn't even know it was coming.
What do we do? It's all whole Captain Morgan thing.
Yeah. I've had one too many.
It all comes back to Captain Morgan.
Yeah. Yes.
Sorry, folks.
Good thing you ain't driving.
That's a good thing. I can't drive. I'm drinking. I can't drink. I'm driving. There you go.
Or I can't drive.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I can't talk. I'm stupid.
You get the idea. Okay.
Hey, we saw him. In fact, that's one of the guys you cursed because he broke his horn.
Ouch. That wasn't. Oh, ouch. That hurt.
Yes, it did.
That hurt.
Yeah.
And he dumped his load.
The lumber, too.
Edit. And a red light district.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, that's
yeah, at the very bottom.
red light district.
Yeah.
My store actually is located in the area where the cribs were. And somebody found a token a few years back that kind of popped up out of the ground that said, good for one, free one. We don't know what that means exactly.
Okay. It just makes for a lot better sound.
Yes.
Because we are concerned with quality.
And free beef.
Yeah, free beef now at the Les Schwab.
Come into Les Schwab, we'll let you use them for 30 days, and if you don't like them, bring them on back. We'll stuff them up your ass. We got somebody off the road or what?
He's not off the road, though.
No, but do we have somebody off the road?
Oh.
Shit.
Yeah, this guy just broke down or something.
Well, let's stop and give him some help.
Sure.
Roll down the window and see if he needs any help or anything.
Need to take a look at any fruits and vegetables. Bring it. Bring it. Oach Coast, please.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. You might want to get
looking for a can of pee.
Oh shit. Road. Find another. Yeah, pull up here where you're in the off the damn road.
If you want a fucking tree, go into town and buy one, you dickhead.
Yeah, dug it out of the ground myself. With my own hands.
Oh, we're looking for a tree. Well, hell, there's thousands of them out there, motherfucker.
Oh shit!
Can't you see
if
it?
you can't see a tree out there, I mean,
shit.
You ever balance a 33 on a pencil or a pen, spin it and stick a needle on there? You can actually hear it. It's like, how do they do that? Maybe my cock's on fire. We're gonna take a little bit different route than most people would take. We're gonna take
I don't remember the name of the road either.
I'll know it when I see it. I think they call it a highway, but it's got a name to it. It's not just a number. Where the fuck are you going? I don't know.
We're gonna go ride the horsey.
Well, no, we're gonna go do the museum thing.
Okay.
Well, where in the fuck is this goddamn museum?
After careful deliberation, we come to the conclusion that Todd's a moron.
Right there on top of the hill. Look at all of them.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Cool. There's a ton of fucking antelope.
Talk about where the deer and the antelope play.
Crap. Oh, them white butts.
The deer and the antelope are gay.
Where the deer and the antelope play stone.
Butts because they're all just stupid sluts.
And the cowboys get butt fucked all day.
With a sheep.
We came 1 mile. Where's the lighthouse?
I don't know.
So you said 3/4 of a mile?
That's what I'm saying, because I was looking at this and saying, well, if Cape D is no mile, so it's like should be right here.
Yeah.
That's the strangest lighthouse I've ever seen.
I know.
At least one other stop that we considered making. I think it was Marion County Historical Society Museum. I think was one of them.
I thought it was one of the bush.
There was a Bush House Museum. There was a whole bunch of
bush places to go.
There was a lot of bush. Sorry. No,
I've never had so much bush.
Well, I've never had. Somebody want to get a picture of the pyramid over there? I mean, well, since we're here, and we may never get this chance again.
Yeah, right. Wow. Well, it's smaller than I thought it would be.
No kidding.
That John Denver's full of shit, man.
The main entrance here, and they got a little miniature gift shop here, postcards and fresh fruit, driver's licenses, fake IDs, things like that.
That's how you get Rocky Mountain oysters. Come and listen to my story about a man named Jed, a horny mountaineer just out looking for some head. And when he couldn't score, he headed back home with a grudge. Only to find Jethro there back at Ellie's farm. Poop shoot. Poop shoot, that is. Well, the next thing you know, he heard screaming from the shack. He opened up the door to find Jethro stuck inside her crack. Then Jethro panicked as he headed down the halls, and Jed grabbed his shotgun and blew out both his balls. Testicles, that is. Let's see if I can remember the rest of it. Well, in scrambled Granny, and she quickly picked him up. She ran off to the kitchen with him bouncing in her cup. Later on that night, they were sipping on some brew. They were full of eating all of Granny's mountain oyster stew. Jethro's, that is. He won't come back now, you hear? Shave and haircut, 2 bits. Okay, anyway.
Yeah.
You don't want to know what that looks like.
That's
What?
just 10 years.
He's such an asshole.
Ashpole? I'm sorry, that's terrible.
Hopefully I didn't.
What a-
I heard he was a
Grayson.
little asshole.
I hope that he
That
didn't
is a
grace any
terrible
kids
name.
with that last name.
Oh my god. Well, we're not that far from the turnoff now. For where the fuck are we going again?
Crater Lake.
Crater Lake is our destination today, and kind of out here in the boonies. I mean, you can kind of see around us. There's
sky.
a lot of sky. There's a lot of nothing, but it's nice and quiet. A little windy, kind of cold.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
My nipples are getting hard just thinking about it.
My nipples are getting hard just thinking about it.
Whoops.
We almost had a perfect intro, and you had to go, ooh.
Happy birthday,
Mr. President. And I got worms.
So
got worms?
I got
yeah,
worms.
so do I.
I got worms.
Holy shit. About 47 a gallon?
Whoa!
Quit your bitching.
I'm screaming.
How the hell do I get out of this thing?
Pull the other way. Not that, the door.
Is it locked?
What the hell are you doing?
That's right.
You gotta pull on it a little bit. You know, you weren't kidding. It's all over the road. It
looks like it just did a goddamn cattle drive, right? And look at this! Look up here! Can you see that with the camera? I mean, look at the green shit. I mean, it's disgusting.
It's almost.
Look at this! Oh man, massive cow diarrhea dung crap. Look at this, and it stinks.
Oh man. Whoa.
Jesus, man, move over a fucking lane. It stinks. Get out of the shit lane and in the fucking out of the shit lane.
You'd think it was a free country, no.
All right, he wasn't there a second ago.
When it's a free country, the only options you get is would you like paper or plastic or white or wheat toast? Those are the only options you get in America, I'm telling you what.
That's what it comes down to. You know, sometimes when you're that hungry, it can be a tough decision.
Yeah.
What that has to do with it. So that means you can get toast, you know, one or the other, and then you gotta decide what kind of bag you want in it.
Yeah. Oh my God, do you want margarine or jam on it? It's hard to tell.
And then to throw it in
without crust, I'm telling you what.
And then to throw it in a bag? Come on.
Yeah.
Kind of sick.
Doggy bag? I mean, toast smelling like dog?
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah. Okay, let's change the subject.
What were we going at? As I was saying to Jason a minute ago, okay, mental note. Don't take your vehicle to downtown Tacoma.
Especially with a large camera in the back seat.
Yes.
Speaking of ghosts and stuff.
Yes.
Johnson, question.
Yeah, my social life is basically a ghost.
No, that's all that's going to happen.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
How would you like to die?
How? Well, not right now.
Right now.
That was just a funny. How would you like to die? Or are you thinking? What, do you got a menu of choices or what? Oh, let's see. Let's see. I can be $9.95. I can be impaled on a skewer. Great, I'll take that. What kind of question is that?
Okay, take the but by all means, take the Hornet wagon to Tacoma.
Testing. Dun, test. Corn for vegetable garden. The peas.
Did you find any sand? Oh, and when you're done, you want to take the gold over to the ass eater.
To the ass eater? The
gas heater's office?
Yes, sir, yeah.
Like, Newport's is the home of Moby Stick Restaurant.
Just think, you know, back in the late early 1900s, you know, there was kids out here playing and, you know, mutilating animals and sacrificing animals, whatever.
We need some kind of cross draft.
Fresh roasted co-host.
Yeah.
Speaking of cross draft, we are going past the paper mill here.
Yeah, maybe I'd rather not have my window down.
In Westport here.
Did you just dump? Did you pitch?
I was thinking about it, but I thought I'd wait.
Thought it occurred to me.
It suddenly occurred to me that this just stinks.
Hi, I'm Betty Welch. Welcome to the road trip.
Alright,
step out. Hey guys, this is Mark Thornton, Holly Johnson, Todd, who knows? Todd Welch.
Yeah, I told him, when I called him from the trailer court there, I told him, I says, you know, I said, I'm going to back this truck out. I said, then I'm coming over to the dispatch office. I think you better go home before I get there.
Because I'll be driving this truck up.
Straight up your ass! It was funny when I pulled into that trailer court. As soon as I rounded the corner, I knew I was done screwed. You know, so I pulled up in there anyways. I stopped, I set the air brakes. I'm sitting there going, my God, what have I done? You know, now I got to back out and try. Well, this kid, this like 10-year-old kid, he comes riding up on his bike, and he looks up at me and says, "You screwed up, didn't you?" Then I was like, yeah, shut up and go on, kid.
Or I'll drive this truck straight up.
Yeah, I'll drive this truck straight up your ass.
We're off to the rodeo.
Here comes Johnny with his pecker in his hands. The one ball man is off to the rodeo. Hey, let's
Gentleman left, gentleman right. Come on, stupid fucker, get the right steps right. Get off the stage, goddamn fool. Here we go. Piss me off. You fucking jerk. Get on my nerves. I can't remember that.
Right on.
Well, it's 40 below and I ain't got a truck and don't give a fuck because I'm off the rodeo. And the gentleman left, the gentleman right. Come on, stupid fucker, get the right steps right. Get off stage. Whoa, here we go.
Piss me off. You fucking jerk. Went off the
road. And cast for this edition, myself, Todd Hilton. And joining me is this fucking dipshit who doesn't even know who he is. Oh my God, you found him. Oh my God, you found him.
Yeah.
Okay.
My boss is in. My boss is in here.
Oh, well, now see, now you have to share that. Who's your boss?
Louis Fanoni. You know these pictures follow you around the rest of your life. You know that's weird. His hair's not curly.
Was that polyester?
Can you say blackberry milkshake? That sounds good. I'll have that.
Yeah. What's the soup du jour? That's the soup of the day. That sounds good. I'll have that.
Pardon me, Flo.
I'd like to try one of your apple diapers, please.
That's dippers. You know,
all right, anyone know how to get out of here?
Diapers.
I'm pretty sure it said that. They got like a statue over there. Dude looks like he's taking a dump. Over there. Looks like he's sitting on top of that building over there.
Let's go for a fucking ride. We get to go on a horsey ride. We get to go on a horsey ride. Horse shit, motherfucker. Goddamn son of a bitch.
You'll notice during this program, we do not promote anything on this type of program.
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
At all. And they're good, too. Oh, I think I need a drink. of
this drink.
This delicious drink. Made 100% out of horse piss.
Okay, we are
the drink of choice for road trips.
Yeah.
I'm in this non-promotional thing here. Now watch the expression on my face once I drink this.
Yes. Yeah, no kidding.
When you get up here, drop me off and then you can go park.
Can hold for another half mile?
Okay. I can. Yeah, just pull up to the observatory as close as you can. You can drive in the front door if you have to. we got a situation here, people.
Memory serves me. See, we got gas at the Chevron. We dumped out the back side of that thing right back onto I-5.
Hey, I didn't dump in your car, man.
You did not just take a big herking dump in my car. Please tell me you didn't. Okay.
No, it's just that big brown stain that's left from last year.
Oh, okay, from last year. Oh, remind me to call a plumber tomorrow. The toilet's been plugged for a couple days.
The what? Quilt show?
Quilt show, yeah. It's a sign. It's the Jacksonville Museum Quilters Show.
Well, I'm glad we missed that.
That's okay.
No, we can stay for that.
Hot rat?
I'm in.
This vehicle was more fuel economic and a lot more room to carry our butts to the destination at hand.
Lot more room to undo the pants and moon somebody on the way.
Edit.
Well, since you're editing.
Yeah, since you're editing.
Oh, God.
Your neighbors are like 5 feet away from you.
Yeah. They dump your garbage, dump their garbage on your doorstep.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there you go, dude. The trailer looked appropriate enough.
Oh, yeah.
Our trailer was one big dumpster. I can understand the confusion. That's great.
Space 4? I thought I said city dump.
Yeah. Hello. Testing. Testicular cancer. Ball hemorrhage. Come on. Saki, $5.
Dude, let me borrow $5.
Yeah. No shit.
You take debit card.
Oh God. You take check.
An old church. One of many in town, I'm sure. Yeah, it's this old house.
Kidding. Damn.
This old whorehouse.
Bob Vila's this old whorehouse.
Just about every one of the aircraft, they have like drip pans or something. Oh. But but then again, what do I know? I'm stupid. We're just gonna be stupid. I don't know about. How about you, dude? Are you stupid?
Why do you think I'm here?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Woo!
Great.
That's great. Okay. Alrighty, folks. That was our extremely long.
That was a good nap.
That was a good segment of bloopers. I hope you enjoyed them. Floopers as much as we enjoyed creating them.
I don't know about you, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff you actually forget about until it comes time to edit the episode. Yeah, and then I'm sitting there laughing my head off, and it's like, trying to edit in there, and I have to keep watching the clip over and over because it's so funny.
I don't know about the cat, but I sure am enjoying it.
I sure am enjoying it. Which we hope you've enjoyed season 3 of Road Trips. We've covered a lot of ground in the season, and it's been a lot of fun.
Loads
of fun. We actually have one more episode to entertain you. Is actually going to be our Road Trips End of the Road series finale, which will follow this episode.
I'm sensing Boys to Men.
Yes.
Why is it I'm sensing it?
Well, it's kind of that whole theme. It's the end of the road, but Think of it as a crossroad. It's the road that leads to nowhere. Video. I just made that up. That's pretty good. It's good. It's good. It's good. Bad editing. Yeah. So
see what I gotta put up with?
This is what you have to deal with. So it's been a long road, but it's been a fun road. We've seen a lot of great places, some fantastic sights. We've met some interesting people and had them put up with us. Anyway, folks, that's going to do it. We've come to the end of 10 years of road trips, and we're now moving on to bigger productions. Hopefully. There will be more, actually. Keep watching for our new spin-offs. We actually have a couple of them. Road Trips Adventures, which are very far from home and very big trips. Our other spin-off, which keep an eye out for, is actually the newest one of the two, Road Trips Travels. Kind of a reverse spin-off of the series, and stay tuned for that. With that, I want to thank everyone for watching our show, and our shoe,
really big shoe,
really big shoe,
and that's gonna do it. So
yeah.
For Road Trips, I'm Todd Hilton.
I'm Mark Johnson,
and I'm Chris DeBois.
And I want to thank you for watching. This has been Nowhere Videos
Road Trips.